I'm going to wait a few minutes in case there are people joining us. I feel like I'm really dark. Let me see if I can move over into the light a little bit. Anyway. Okay, well, I am going to get started. My name is Maisha Williamson, and I am the founder of STEM Girl Social Network. And what we do is we try to get more young women into science, technology, and engineering careers by exposing them to math, ACT prep, and web development classes taught by women and geared toward girls. So they can learn from women, from role models that look like them, and also they can learn with a community of their peers. And it's light, so let me see. I can move over even more. Okay, that is better. Okay, so just a little bit about me. The reason why I do this, because I've been doing ACT prep for the last 12 years, maybe. So 12 years I've been doing ACT prep. Right now it's what I do full time. And I wanted to share my story about how I raised my ACT score significantly. I wrote a blog post about it on my website, and I've been getting a lot of feedback and questions from young ladies all over the country. So I wanted to share how I dramatically and how it affected my life. Because of my high score, I got offers for about 6 or 7 full ride scholarships that were tuition and room and board. And I went with a full tuition scholarship at the university I chose. And it allowed me to get accepted into some top state in the country. So every minute studying on the ACT is definitely worth it. And I self-studied. I did not have a tutor. I came up with my own plan, went to the library, and took out any of the books that I needed. And I just want to share with you what I did. So enough about me, and I'm going to transition to the slides. So let's see. We do a screen share here. Okay, so I'm going to share the presentation. And so, okay, so STEM Girl ACT Prep. So this is our test prep webinar. So about the ACT, if you have not taken it before, it's 5 sections: reading, math, English, and writing. It takes about 4 hours to complete. It's only offered several times per year. How far in advance should you prepare for the ACT? This is the question I get asked all the time. Ideally, you should prepare starting the first semester of your sophomore year. A lot of my students, especially immigrant parents, have their children start preparing 8th grade and freshman year. And usually those are the children who are getting a lot of the full ride scholarships. So just so you understand how other people are preparing, and I feel ideally the first semester sophomore year. Traditionally, we are told to start our junior year, but I feel that this is late because the people who are getting into elite colleges are preparing earlier. A bare minimum in advance is 6 weeks. When parents tell me and call me, oh, my child has their ACT in 2 weeks, I need you to help her. There is very little I can do to help. I need a bare minimum of 6 weeks working with your child to help them increase their score. A very good prep time is 6 months before the final ACT score you need to turn into colleges. So if you are applying for colleges in September, which most people start applying for colleges, you should start prepping for the ACT in December of your junior year to take your final test in June. And so that makes sense. So ideally, please prepare yourself for your. How should you prepare? Get a plan, of course, right? How do you prepare? Get a plan. I got double slides here. Double slides. So I am going to give you an example of a 6-week plan. And this is a 6-week plan I work through with my students. The first thing you need to do before you even start this plan is to take a practice exam and analyze your results. And what I mean by analyze your results, grade your exam. So grade your exam and see how well you did on each exam. Week 1 will be focused on math. Week 2 focus on English. Week 3 focus on reading and whatever your weaker score was, math or English. Week 4 focus on science and your weaker score on math or English. And week 5 focus on writing. Week 6 take a focus on practice exams, okay? So this is an example of a 6-week plan, and what you focus on most is based off of the results you received. The ACT score, the highest score is a 36. The average to get into mid-range colleges is a 24. To get into elite institutions is at least a 30, 31, okay? So week 1 will be your math focus. And I like to focus on this first because this is what most people struggle with, and this takes the longest time to improve your score. So what was your lowest sub score? So the sub scores are pre-algebra, algebra, and plane geometry. Let's see if I can share this on my screen. Let me share. Okay, so was anyone seeing my screen before? No? Okay. Anyway, not letting me share my screen, but I'll figure that out. So anyway, week 1 is our math focus. What is your lowest sub score? Do textbook problems in your area of weakness. So go to the library, get Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and trigonometry textbooks, and do the problems in the book. Problems, problems, problems. In a book like this, in this textbook, do all the chapter review problems. So don't do all the problems in every section. Every section has a chapter review. Do as many of the chapter review problems you can, and wherever your area of weakness in the chapter review, go back and read the lessons that pertain to that portion of the chapter. Also, tip for math, you can get a book, math ACT workbook, and work through those problems. At the end of the week, Thursday, you are going to take a practice math section test. So you're just going to take the math section test and you're going to grade it and see how you do. It should be better, higher score than you received when you took your first practice test. And then Saturday of this week, I want you to take a full ACT exam, and Sunday you're going to grade it. You're going to do this every week. Saturday and Sunday, every week you're going to take a practice exam and grade it. Now, when you grade your practice exam, remember to analyze not only the correct answers, but the answers you got on the answers you got wrong, look at the wrong answers too to know why they're wrong. And each one will have an explanation of why it's wrong. That's really important. So it will help you in your decision making in your future exams. English focus. What was your lowest subscore in English? There's grammar, mechanics, there's English grammar, and there's mechanics. You need to improve using English grammar workbooks. So here's an example of an English grammar workbook. Another great English grammar workbook is by Webster. Webster's Uses in Mechanics. Those are the same people who make the dictionary. On Thursday, again, take an English section practice test and grade and analyze the wrong answers. And Saturday and Sunday, do the game plan I gave you. Now, English and grammar mechanics, you can get any 8th grade English book and do the chapter reviews in the 8th grade English book. But just like the math, I want you to work through problems. I need you to do problems, fill in blanks, and really get to where you're practicing different problems with grammar and mechanics. Week 3 is our reading focus. The tip I have for reading is read the questions of the passage before you read the passage. This helps you save time by not having to read through the passage twice. When you read through the passage, read the questions, then you have to go back in the passage. That wastes time. So when you read the questions, as you're reading the passage, you can answer the questions because you remember, oh, there was a question for this. It really cuts down time on the reading test. Take 4 reading section practice exams. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, take a reading section practice exam. You can Google ACT practice exams and you'll have millions of exams to choose from. Make sure you read the correct answer, the explanation, and all the wrong answers, and take a whole test on Saturday and Sunday, review the problem. So reading, how to practice that is just really taking a whole bunch of tests. Science, same preparation as the reading. Alternate between the science subset tests every day and either the English or the math. So whatever your weakest was, English or math, Monday do science, Tuesday do English, Wednesday do science, Thursday do English. These subsection tests. So you will be taking 2 science subsection tests. And I will do a full video on the science, on how to prep for that. But do not be scared of the science. A lot of people, it's their lowest score. If you get to a section in the science section that's really hard, skip it and go to the next session that's easier so you can have more time doing that. You can really leave a whole science section blank, not do the whole problem, do straight C all the way down and get at least a 23 if you leave a section blank but you did well on the other sections. So don't be scared of the science. The only way to prep for that one is really to take practice tests. And like I said, I'm going to break down the science section of the ACT because everyone is scared of that. Week 5 is writing focus. Every day on week 5, I need you to write an essay, a 1-page essay from a writing prompt. Have a parent or English teacher review your writing. You can also Google good ACT writing examples so you can see what's the structure of a good writing test. And also I will be doing a video on that. So writing, so don't worry, we will have that under control. Week 6, take 3 whole practice tests. So Monday, take the practice test. Tuesday, analyze the results. These are 4-hour sessions. If you need to break them up, only take 2 whole practice tests, that's fine. But do not study the Friday before the test. Get a good night's rest and don't eat any carbs 14 hours before the exam and make you fall asleep. If you can drink green tea in the morning, a great breakfast is green tea, scrambled eggs, cheese in the eggs, and a little bit small serving of oatmeal and orange juice. perfect breakfast, perfect brain food. Won't make you tired. So I have some resources where you can get online math worksheets to work through, and I can send those to you. And I want to talk to you a little bit about as well. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, hi. I hope you saw my screen, but what I wanted to share with you as well is that I'm a tutor for ACT. Like I said, I do individualized plans for each student, but that is the 6-week guideline that I follow if I have at least 6 weeks with a student. Other ways to prep are to really build your vocabulary if you have a lot of time. And I would use something like a vocabulary building workbook and learn 14 words a week. That's the maximum you can learn, 14 words a week. And really, parents, you can put words of the day on the fridge. You can learn the words with your students. You might hear my nephew going crazy in the background. But 14 words a day for almost 2 years, 3 years, really helping them build up their vocabulary. Let me think what else. If you have a tutor once a week. To make the tutor's life easier, I need you to get a workbook or a folder with loose leaf paper that's exclusively for ACT prep. Okay, so you have a workbook, your calculator, exclusively for ACT prep. To best work with the tutor, you need to have a session once a week. So after you go through your practice exams and your studying and your workbook problems, and you have questions that you could not answer yourself or the explanations that did not make sense, bring these questions to your tutor. So your tutor really shouldn't be making up things for you to do all the time, the whole time. You need to come with questions and anything that stumped you during the week. And also I offer my services. I will leave that for you at the end of the video. And in the upcoming weeks, I will delve deeper into each subsection of the test and how to prep specifically for that subsection. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know so I can address them in future videos. All right, have a great night.